So, to the next point, we're going to talk about WWE Raw that's been going on the past few weeks. And of course, one of the biggest angles, which will be the Night 2 main event of CM Punk defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns. And the feud has gotten a bit personal, especially with what CM Punk said to Roman Reigns at the end of Monday Night Raw the previous week, where he ended it by saying, "I'm going to bury you next to your father who passed away not too few years ago." That was just dark when he said it, but it is what it is. Then the following
Dark.
week, just just darkness. That's it, complete darkness. And then next week we had Punk come out. The Usos came out. Jimmy and Jay. Jay wanted an apology from CM Punk for what he said in terms of Roman Reigns' father. But then Punk, which I thought was a good angle, kind of pulled it back towards them and said, "Has Roman Reigns apologized to you guys for how he's treated? Has he apologized to
Facts.
has he apologized to Cody Rhodes for what he said to his father back at WrestleMania, the build towards WrestleMania?" So Punk delivered some good points, and it kind of left in an angle where you didn't want to you don't want to boo both sides. I thought Jimmy came across really good here. Jay came across
Yes.
good. I like that he came here serious.
Yep.
Listen, look, him yeeting, I'm fine with, but this was not the right time to yeet. This was a time because it was a serious situation, and I thought it was treated very well. So, Billy, what was your thoughts on that segment and the last two segments, to be honest, involving Punk and Roman Reigns?
Listen, if Roman's going to apologise to anyone, he needs to apologise to me for making him listen to his promos for 8 years before he became the tribal chief, okay? Let's get that out there. Yeah, this has been the feud that made me excited for Mania. I didn't think when I first heard it would be Punk and Roman, I was like, yeah, the match would be good, but is the build any different to last year? Like, when it was involved in the triple threat, and my god, they took it to next level. But
Yeah,
it needs to go up a step further. I need to see Punk with blood pouring
yeah,
from his. I need to see
yeah,
Roman absolutely batter that man.
yeah.
Rock Cody style, like maybe worse, like batter that man. That's cool. I really like the Usos get involved in this. I
Hmm.
really do. I feel like the problem now is though, when a tag title match is apparently meant to be the Usos versus the Vision, it sort of means they're playing tweener. The
Yeah,
Usos, like they're in between both. Like they're the good guys in their feud, but also they're backing. Well, Roman's not really a heel, but he's more heel than Punk, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So
yeah.
time will tell if like Punk gets back up or I'm not sure, but it's definitely what this feud needed was a personal touch.
I agree. It's something different, especially for Reigns and Punk. It kind of leaves both people. The thing is with Roman Reigns, he's never really changed his character. He's kind of been the same. It's just that he's now embraced some moments of being a babyface at times, but
Yeah,
he's technically still the same character, still the same tribal chief, still the same mannerisms and how he is. And Punk
yep,
is a babyface that kind of will lean towards the tweener side. And when you look at the both WrestleMania main events, Cody and Randy, it's face versus face, of course. And I think with Punk and Roman, it's kind of like face versus face with some things added to it, especially with the personal route,
yeah,
just to make the feel of both WrestleMania main events feel a bit different, which is appreciated, of course. So I do
yeah.
think this is arguably the angle with more heat towards it as well.
It's one main event where they're friends, one main event where they're enemies. It's very similar to like Rock and Austin.
Yeah,
Like they were both face, but you can feel the personal animosity.
yeah, yeah, I agree. And with Roman Reigns, of course, returning the next week, what are you expecting? What are we
Blood,
expecting? Blood? Yeah, blood.
blood. There's got to be blood. There's got to be. He better not mention his dog. That's all I'm going to say. As one fellow dog lover, and also because that story doesn't need Larry. Please mention something else. Mention Punk's. Mention AEW. Something that gets under his skin. Do not mention that
Mhm.
dog. But it
I,
needs blood. It needs violence. It needs
Mhm.
straight from the off. I don't want to hear any promo. I just want to hear Punk call Roman out. As soon as Roman comes out, Superman punch, boom, they're brawling straight away.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it needs that, especially because we've had a few
One,
weeks
one,
of them talking.
one of the problems I have is like they've ended this promo on such a like personal animosity of him mentioning his dad's dead. Why can't Roman Reigns show up to next week and batter him? Why do we have to wait 2 weeks for Roman? If it's that personal to Roman to
Mhm.
get his hands on Punk after what he said, why are we waiting 2 weeks for it to happen?
I agree. I think it's just the scheduling of how they want to handle Roman. And to be fair, it's the longest. I think it's the most we're seeing Roman Reigns out of, let's say, a WrestleMania season in terms of any season. And
Yeah,
I think to that it helps, and I think knowing that they were going to have a week where Roman wasn't going to show up does help kind of space things ahead. So I'm fine with it. There'll be times when I wasn't, but we also got to understand the condition that he has outside of it, of course, which is maybe a result of why they've kept it that way. But it does leave for this coming Monday Night Raw to be an interesting of how Roman responds, especially with how Punk has handled with the Usos, how he's handled with the whole situation as well. So yeah,
yeah,
kudos to that rivalry, and I'm interested to see how things go.
yeah.
And I would say, so the next bit, just a kind of a shout out in terms of some other things. There was a women's gauntlet match that happened to determine the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. I know Billy mentioned about Bayley winning it, and I thought it was a good match. I think it was a good way for WWE to kind of showcase the women's division, especially the mid card, and actually nearly give them about almost 40 minutes just dedicated to that, which I thought was cool. The match was good. You've had the likes of an Io Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, Ivy Nile, Bailey, and of course Asuka competing for the opportunity for it, but it was Bailey who won it. And it sets up a match which would be, of course, interesting for both Bailey and AJ Lee outside of kayfabe. But I think it's more to do with kind of involving maybe Becky Lynch down the line. I think this is a match where you could clearly pencil no one's winning. There will be no finish. Becky Lynch will somehow get involved. But what did you think of it? If you got the chance to see the Gauntlet match or to see anything in regards to it?
I did. When I checked afterwards how long it was, 'cause I didn't realize how long it was. Like watching it live, 40
Yeah,
minutes is a long time for the women. Like, and
yeah,
fair due to them because they do deserve it. Another shout out while we're at it to the women. Vengeance Day NXT, 3 women's matches,
yes,
not
yeah,
one of them being for the world title,
yeah,
which is big for them. So big shout out to them. The Gauntlet match was good. Io Sky got sort of like her, because we haven't really seen her in the main event picture or like as a dominant wrestler for a while now. So I feel like this
hmm
put her back on the map of like pinning Lyra Valkyria, which was I was intrigued to see because I don't think they've ever wrestled each other yet.
yeah,
And then defeated Rodriguez due to Liv Morgan's interference.
yeah,
So yeah, it was a good showing from Io. Raquel got her heat back by attacking Io, which was good. Ivy Nile finally got a pinfall after 20 years of being on the main roster. Um, but yeah, it was good. And then Bailey winning was the right decision. I feel like they've been holding off on Bailey for quite some time now. She's been putting
yeah,
over, Sol Ruka, putting over the younger talent. So Bailey deserves it.
yeah.
And yeah, as I said before, a feel good match.
Yeah, I think with how things are going, um, I actually see Io Sky getting involved with the Kabuki Warriors even more. I don't know if this goes into, let's say, a singles match with Asuka, which I'll be looking forward to, or maybe they do something where it's Asuka and Kairi Sane in a, I don't know, handicap against Io Sky, or a triple threat, which yes, please. Especially with hearing the reports that apparently WWE is looking to do up to 6 women's matches across both nights, which is good. So I think that's what you could do as well. And I think maybe you kind of involve Bailey in the IC title match to kind of make it a little bit
Yeah.
fresh. Um, and plus, you kind of told Bailey like will be replacing you for Becky Lynch last year. So I think it would be a good thing to kind of allow that if that is going to be the case. But yeah, I thought it was a good match overall, and just shout out for WWE giving them the time that they needed. I would actually, Tony Khan, I'm looking at you, fraud. Are you going to do this for your women? But now we move on. We'll get to that show later. But Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins. So we started Monday Night Raw off with, I would say, one of the most ridiculous and laughable segments where Seth Rollins comes out with a bunch of if at this point they probably know that the Masked Man gimmick is ridiculous. They know it's memes, and I'm guessing the people who are Masked Men, correct me if I'm wrong, could be people from his school, Seth Rollins' school.
Yes, they are. Yes, yeah, apparently they are. Yes.
Yeah, I'll actually just kind of pass it to you, through ball it to you, Billy. What was your thoughts on seeing the masked men dancing in the shadows as Seth Rollins was disappearing from Logan Paul and Austin Theory? What did you think of it?
So stupid. so stupid. How to kill something within 5 minutes? Like, I was actually quite intrigued of like Rollins coming back and like being like an actual serious character rather than the dancing gimmick or whatever he's like, the revolutionary gimmick. But within 5 minutes, I was like, dear God, he can go back on the shelf. Like, God forbid he don't get injured again, but he can go back on the shelf for a bit. Like, I'm good with not seeing Rollins. And what makes it even worse is they're all doing that. Logan Paul and Austin Theory have not even gone to attack him.
Nope.
They're just trying to have a conversation with the geezer. And they're like, okay, let me just switch around. And one of our personal friends compared it to Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Batman Begins is cool. That wasn't. That was stupid. One of them is like a ninja, like trying to get like the ninja sort of element to it. One is a bunch of wrestlers running around in the ring, not even in rhythm, trying not to hit each other. It was stupid. It was terrible, but I think it's one of Triple H's worst segments he's done since he took over.
Yeah.
What do you think?
This segment was so. This is who came up with this? You talk about Triple H, and I think we have to also talk about another person. Paul Heyman, you're on Fraud Watch as well, because you're kind of involved in the creative aspect of it as well. You're on Fraud Watch, and I think I said this in the other video. For every Roman Reigns, a Brock Lesnar, or a CM Punk, you're not going to get the best people to work with him, and it's clearly shown because we're not seeing Paul Heyman, and we're probably not going to see Paul Heyman for a long period of time. And let's separate Logan Paul and Austin Theory. That segment alone just wasn't effective. It just wasn't good. I hear the Batman Begins comparison. I don't hear at the exact same time, because the difference is, for anyone who's seen Batman Begins, if you haven't, apologies, spoilers, we are comparing a bunch of masked men running around in unorder compared to Bruce Wayne being hit with scarecrow gas, trying to hide from Ra's al Ghul for a cloak of ninjas in a pretty cool scene. We are not the same. This was never the same. I'm sorry, no. This is not the thing to get people invested for a Seth Rollins feud. I understand the unfortunateness of Braun Breaker being injured, Bronson Reed being injured, and now you're left with a Logan Paul who you've given him 3 victories over. Like I said, I don't know why that was so needed. I don't know why WWE have such a hard on to kind of keep Logan Paul protected, keep him in the last 4 of a Royal Rumble, have him eliminate 3 other wrestlers when you could have given this to Trick Williams, who's super hot right now. And an Austin Theory who's still trying to find himself by giving him this push. So, Seth, you can try and save this whatever you can. I know they're going to play the long game of like Seth isn't medically cleared, but he's technically medically cleared if they wouldn't bring him here. The only thing that you can pray for is that Braun Breaker gets that John Cena miracle and he can heal immediately and kind of save himself from this. The only cool thing, imagine if they have the Masked Men and Braun is spearing every single one of them. That could maybe be cool,
That would be cool. Yeah.
but I don't know. I personally don't know. But yeah.
Also, what is it with Seth being like unmedically cleared every flipping WrestleMania build? Triple H unmedically cleared. The tag team match and the world title match at WrestleMania 40. I feel like it took him a while to get cleared. Like, brother,
He was
stop
actually
doing
injured.
this whole.
I think he was injured. I think he was injured around
Yeah,
that time.
exactly. Like, stop doing this build up of is he medically cleared? We know he is because you put him on the show and you made him do a curb stomp. Like, he wouldn't be doing that if he's not cleared. And this is the thing, like,
Yeah.
WWE pulled back the curtain so much with WWE Unreal, but then still act like half its fan base don't know what's happening.
When we do
So,
know.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just us quickly going through Monday Night Raw, a show which I thought it was cool. It was a cool show with a
Yeah.
very strong ending, a very laughable and weak beginning in our opinion, but that's just our opinion. And a gauntlet match, Obafemi squashing Rusev. Rusev. Obafemi still looking strong. Um, yeah, they're still trying to keep the momentum for Stephanie Becker versus Liv Morgan. I'll probably give my thoughts on the world title feuds, especially for the women, maybe in a different time.
Yeah.
And this can maybe just lead into our next point. And Billy, you can maybe start this off. Are you excited for WrestleMania?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yes. I only because I feel like CM Punk and Roman are really carrying this on their back. Like, they really are. Like, you look at the matches. We've got 5 matches announced so far. Roman Punk,
Yeah.
so far, Bill's been good. Orton, Cody, time will tell. But so far, I'm enjoying Orton's side of it anyway. Like the fact that he finally pulled the trigger in the Elimination Chamber. We've got Brock Lesnar versus unknown opponent. What is Brock Lesnar going to do for the next 6 weeks? Because he's not talking. And now Paul Heyman's not there. How are you going to build this match? Time will tell that.
It's simple. You don't, because that's it. You don't. Not to cut you, but I think making Brock Lesnar do an open challenge is probably one of the laziest ways to kind of get Brock Lesnar on the show. I don't mean to be mean or harsh, but that's just the facts. And now we're here, and now we're hearing, and of course, we have to put commas. It has been reported that Brock don't want to lose until he retires. So to whoever is facing him, you're taking an L. So if
LA
I'm
Knight.
hearing, I'm sorry, it might have to be you, because Obafemi losing to Lesnar at Mania, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But continue.
Yeah, so what is Lesnar going to do for the next 6 weeks? If he's going to do an open challenge, don't have him show up till Mania, because he's not going to build it. We know it's happening. What is the point of him showing up? Steffi, Liv, I don't get the point of this feud. They're arguing about who's had the tougher upbringing.
Again.
Hello?
Yeah, it's cut again.
So yeah, while Aladdin's gone, we'll just continue with my point of I don't get this feud point. Like, obviously, Liv won the Royal Rumble.
Wi-Fi.
She's going after the title. She did lose, but yeah. So I can't even remember what happened with Liv Morgan in the world title. It's been so long, but yeah, I don't really get the point of this feud in terms of they're both going over who's had the harder route.
Yeah.
And
I'm just yeah.
who cares who's had the harder route? Like, I don't care. Like, give me something personal. Like, give me something I'll care about.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat as I'm in the same boat with a question mark. I'm excited for WrestleMania with a question mark because Roman Punk, I think they're doing a good job in keeping me invested. Cody Orton, you got a story there. I'll be honest, I'm not super excited for the 2 World Women's title matches. I think Stephanie and Liv, they're trying to make you care, especially with the whole background thing, with Liv coming from the PC, Stephanie coming from the Indies. But when you see how WWE kind of operate, they're going to make you feel like the PC overtakes the Indies. I know that they want to do the whole Stephanie's talking about from her background versus Liv, but it's like, Liv's one of your more popular acts, so that's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Stephanie is someone who I think is a really good wrestler and a really good get that WWE got. But I kind of feel like ever since she's had this world title, her stock has kind of dropped a bit since then. I don't think it helps that her first title reigns were against Nikki Bella and, no disrespect, Raquel Rodriguez. Um, Jade
It
Cargill
doesn't
and
help
Rhea
you
Ripley,
take her theme song away either.
yeah, and gave her generic Death Rebel themes in 2026. Thank you, Hunter. But she's not going to say no because she's working for WWE. Come on, who's going to say
Exactly,
no?
yeah.
Like I sacrificed a lot. She said no to Tony Khan unlimited money to come here. Of course she's going to say no. So um and yeah, Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley started personal, but then when we got to SmackDown, they wanted to talk about their arms and their legs and who has the bigger thing. Which,
Yeah, I forgot about that match. Oh, Jesus.
and look, I am I'm more worried about the build because the match. Look, Jade Cargill's strengths is how she looks, her presentation, and everything. When you see her, you're like, wow, look at her. Wrestling, she has some weaknesses, and I would argue she hasn't gotten that better. Sure, she's had a few decent matches in WWE, like the ones with Naomi, for example, or some in tag. But I feel like you can do so much more with her in terms of maybe progression inside wrestling, but that's just where she is right now. And now you're giving her Rhea Ripley. Maybe there's some genuine heat between both of them because it's been reported that Jade Cargill throws some people off the way. I get it, but that's another one. We'll just got to see with that. I'm
I
just
think
not.
this is the end of the Jade Cargill experiment.
What I would say is that if I would, okay, I think with Jade, like I said, she hasn't. I think look, I'm trying to find words for her. Look, I think not to say like she's bad. I think the strengths that she has is clear why she's here. But then I think this goes back. I don't know if it was Devon who said this past week when he said that she should have went through NXT. And I agree. I kind of feel
Yeah.
like WWE signed her up because this is the big get from AEW to bring to the main roster. Let's give her the red carpet and everything, because it. No disrespect to Jade Cargill, it does not make sense that Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace had to go through NXT before
Yep.
you did. When Jordan Grace has the wrestling pedigree and experience, Blake Monroe came off of arguably one of the best
The
AEW feuds.
greatest women's feud in history.
Yeah, it just doesn't really make. It does because you wanted to showcase her, but have you gotten everything you wanted out of what you've done with Jade? You've given her this world title reign, which it took her 3 months to finally defend it. So that's just also another thing. So I'll give it its time. We'll see how it goes, but that is something where I'm just not super excited for. If I'm just going to be honest, what else is a feud? What is Gunther doing at WrestleMania after you've given him John Cena and AJ Styles? We're going with Rey Mysterio. Cool, but cool. That's not bad, but and I feel like that's the angle because you did the whole thing with Dragon Lee and removing his mask, which there was a lot of outroar between that.
Yeah,
But
luchador things.
we'll leave it there. But that's another thing. I think you're always going to be excited for WrestleMania because it's that time. You're always going to be. But what my problem was with last year was that the builds were not that great, and I have a problem that this could be a similar pattern with
Yeah.
most of the things here. But that's just what I would say.
I agree.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Are you guys excited for WrestleMania? What matches are you excited for? Are you looking forward to the showcase of the Immortals, aka we need to go back to Las Vegas for that money part 2?
If anyone
Yeah.
says they're excited for Ripley and Cargill, can I please, in the comment section, have an actual reason why?
Oh, because they're beautiful. They're two beautiful women. Let's be real. That's the reason. And also, I don't, there's a video of Buddy Matthews. I think he had Rhea Ripley, and he was like, "W's for the Rhea Rip." That video, I'm gonna send it to you. That video is hilarious. Buddy Matthews. why are you on Twitch, my G? Where we need you. We need to see
That brother's ankle's still
his
recovering, man.
his ankles is mash at the point, but hopefully for a speedy recovery. Speaking of AEW, this is the time where we talk about AEW. We have a pay-per-view this Sunday. This Sunday. Ha! Look, we come with positives to AEW. I've actually enjoyed AEW so far this year. I don't enjoy what potentially could be a very long night for the people who may be watching it here in the UK, or maybe the people in the
Yep.
US. But just to kind of give some quick thoughts, I did watch this episode of AEW Dynamite, and I was really impressed. I think Cal Fletcher's been on a roll. I think since Will Ospreay has left due to his injury, he's kind of picked up the mantle as one of the guys to always have stellar matches with. And the match he had this week with Speedball Mike Bailey is just once again another exception of it. They just have excellent chemistry. If it's Cal Fletcher style mixed with Speedball Mike Bailey style of Taekwondo, mixed kicks as well, just a great match. I definitely will recommend the match. I know that Billy hasn't seen the match, but what I will say is that definitely lives up to the expectation of the first match, and definitely give it a watch too. I know from the past few weeks also in AEW, we had Swerve Strickland turn heel, which I think made pretty much sense, especially with him claiming himself to be the dangerous man in AEW. And by doing that, he eliminated Kenny Omega by pinning him in a exceptional TV match, and probably one of the best TV matches that will happen this year. And he's now in a feud with Brody King to pretty much determine who out of those two are the most dangerous people in AEW. And of course, we have the feud between Hangman Adam Page and MJF. And that gets us to our side where we are going to give our preview / predictions for AEW Revolution. Coming after this week's episode, there's matches that I know, I don't know if Billy knows, has been added to this card. But we're going to give our thoughts. So we have, as of right now, 13 matches, but 2 of them will be on the pre-show. Will I watch the pre-show? Who knows?
Yes.
But we'll start off with the 20-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW National Championship. That's still a thing, where Ricochet defends it against Tommaso Ciampa, who's in it, and 19 others. This title and... Tony, what was the point of creating this belt? I'm just gonna be real. Let's have a talk. What you just wanted NWA points. What? Why? Like, I like Ricochet. His wife clearly loves him. If you saw her latest post on social media,
those two on social media,
they are corny in love. I may not want that corniness of love, but you know what I'm saying. But what do you think? Who will win at this point?
Do we have to give a prediction? If so, Blackjack Mulligan. I don't know.
I don't know. I know Ricochet and his group have been kind of feuding for the Trios Championships, but yeah, and I know he's been feuding with Jack Perry for bare long, and that as well.
To win it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go Scorpio Sky. I'm just gonna throw a random name out. Scorpio Sky's winning it. Is he still in the company? If so, he's winning it.
Oh yeah, he's in. I swear he's in Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's winning it.
That's another thing. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I'm gonna go. I'm
JBL.
I'm gonna go. What TNA JBL that was coming in a trench coat and just hitting every, might as well. I'll go with Ricochet, but I'll probably be wrong. I'll admit that. I don't mind. I'll take that L. I'll go with Ricochet to keep the belt by shenanigans. Let's go with the next match. Willow Nightingale is apparently going to be doing double duty after defending her championship on Dynamite against Pesfani. I'm probably messed up her name. Apologies. The CMLL World Champion who actually beat Mercedes Moné this past week in CMLL Mexico. So Mercedes Moné is still losing belts. So that's still going on. Persephone. That's right. Persephone. I wanted to correct myself. Persephone, yes. But she'll be defending the TBS title against Lena Cross, who debuted in Grand Slam Australia. I'm gonna pick Willow Nightingale to keep the belt because I wanted to do more
So
things with that belt since she beat Mercedes Moné with it. It almost feels like she's been stuck doing tag team title duty, but now we're now slowly seeing her defend the belt again. So I'm picking Willow Nightingale to retain the title. What about you, Billy?
yes, I agree.
Okay. Next, this is probably the match that Billy didn't know was added. It is Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong versus the Dogs
The
of
dogs.
Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, and the newly signed David Finlay, who left New Japan to sign with AEW. He was apparently it was WWE, AEW, and TNA all after him. But after hearing the amount of money he got, he decided, nah, Tony, show me the money. NXT, how much are you offering me to be with my dad and my brother in with this birthright gimmick? I'm gonna be with the dogs because we clearly can get more dogs because New Japan own it. But yeah, I'm um I know with David Finlay he was very over in New Japan, and he's transitioning into AEW as well. So I'm gonna go with the heels because you need to keep giving them momentum, especially
Yep.
for a group like Finley, Cloners, and Gabe Kidd. But what do you think, Billy?
Yep. Yep. You give it to the team that just debuted. Try and build them up a bit. So I agree with you. The dogs are winning
Yeah, and why is Big Boom AJ not on a pre-show match?
because he's fighting JBL.
Why is he not in a pre-show match? You're gonna put this guy on the main card, Tony. Are you sure? It's currently at TBA. We don't know who he's fighting, so he's
It's
gonna be a
JBL's
TBA.
brother.
I actually think Big Boom is actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad from what I've seen, but he's beaten TBA. That's all I'm gonna say. You're telling me we still don't know who he's facing days after into AEW in Revolution. Okay, so let's go to the next match, which is the Blades of Wrath defending their tag team championship. So it's Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale versus Megan Bayne and Lena. Damn, Willow Nightingale and Lena Cross are both doing double duty. Fairs. Wow, fairs. Billy, I'll pass it to you. Who do you think wins in this match?
The Babes of Wrath, I think.
Really?
They're still quite fresh as with the tag titles. Give them a bit of a lengthy run before they lose it. Add some meaning to them like losing it, rather than just being like within the first few reigns or first few title defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Babes of Wrath.
I'm actually going to go with Megan Bayne and Lena Cross to win. I feel like they've had their time with the belts, and I think it's time to kind of let Willow do more singles runs now, especially as TBS champion. I feel like they wanted to drop the belts, but they couldn't do it in Australia because of Harley Cameron. But I think here you can do it now, especially with Lena Cross, because it's not with Penelope Ford, it's with Lena Cross, who they just brought in. So I'm actually going to pick new women's tag team champions to be crowned. And the next match is Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. And in this match, everyone will be banned from ringside. This is a feud that has kind of continued over from the conglomeration versus the Death Riders. The Death Riders are kind of so John Moxley's a babyface, but they're heel. Ignore that. But Billy, what do you think of this match, and who do you think will win?
I think Marina Shafir will win. I think they're going to keep it going with the momentum of the heels, the Death Rider heels momentum. Tony Storm don't really need this one either. I feel like Marina Shafir needs a high profile singles win on a pay per view to like establish her as the next heel after the world champ. So I think Marina Shafir is going to win.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm going to be honest, please get Tony Storm back in the world title picture. Get her away from this immediately. I feel like they've taken a long while. It's almost like they wanted to like have The other women have their shine, which is fine, but I feel like we can now allow Tony back in, if you get what I mean.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna go. I'll go with Marina. I'll go with Marina. I think maybe Marina keeps it. It's 50-50 right now in terms of who could win this. But I think Marina wins. But if Marina wins, they might continue this, so Tony can get her win
Yeah.
back. So I think that's also another thing to kind of look out. But picking Marina, then the next match is a trios match for the AEW World Trios Championship. So we have the Don Callis family of Kazuchika Okada, Cal Fletcher, and Mark Davis. They'll be defending against Jet Speed, which will be Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Mystico. I think this will be a fun trios match, a fun clash of styles. But I'll pass it over to you, Billy. Who do you think will win this match?
The Don Callis family. I feel like they're still gonna keep building that Okada and Takeshita storyline. They're gonna keep building it, keep building it, and I don't think you take the trios titles off them yet.
Yeah, I think same. I think they'll keep the belts on them. Okay, it's just a way to kind of keep belts on the Don Callis family. So I'm pulling with them to retain the titles as well. The next match is Brody King versus Swerve Strickland. We mentioned earlier, this is technically a match to showcase who is the most dangerous man in AEW. By doing that, they're going to be in a singles match. Literal singles match. So that is it. To prove to me, we've had Swerve beat up Brody and other things. But to prove that they're the dangerous man, it's just a normal singles match. Just normal.
It's WrestleMania 25 all over again.
All of them. All the feuds like this. But I'm pulling Swerve Strickland to win. I think Swerve beats Brody. And maybe the next card will get maybe Kenny Omega. Or maybe they hold Kenny until Double or Nothing because they think that's a bigger pay-per-view to hold on to. But I am going with Swerve Strickland to get the victory against Brody King. What about you, Billy?
I'm going to throw a curveball. I think this is going to end in a no contest. I think they're going to go past this. Yeah, I think they're going to go past the singles element and just start brawling. Ref will call it. They'll keep brawling, and then there'll be a high spot which ends the fight.
I could see that. It's just a way to protect both of them, so none of them have to take the loss.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay. That's exactly my thinking. I feel like Brody King's lost enough recently, and you can't have Swerve lose.
Yeah, he's not going to lose. I could see that. I could see that happening as well, but yeah, it's possible. Then we have that is a lot of matches here, but this match right here, I am excited for this match. We don't need to see promos with these two, but I'm excited for this match. Andrade El Idolo versus Bandido. I think Andrade's had a pretty good transition back into AEW. He's had a really good year. If it's the match with Yota Tsuji on the New Japan Beginning show in USA a few weeks ago, the match with Kenny Omega, the match with Swerve Strickland, it's almost like he's found something to kind of get him back on nearly the level of where he was back in NXT. And I think this match right here, especially with Bandido, who had an incredible 2025 in terms of matches, yes, please give them give them the appropriate time. Don't give them all the time because I don't want it to be a long show, but give them the appropriate time.
20 minutes. It's 15, 20.
Yeah, just we'll take it like that, please. Andrade, Bandit. I'm going with Andrade to win. I think this is just the AEW's way of kind of stacking the wrestlers to see who could be the next contender for MJF's world title. As Andrade has shown interest by promos and speaking to MJF. But I think this is going to be a hell of a match. Probably a sleeper. But I'm going with Andrade to pick the victory, which will kind of give, once again, more momentum to the Don Callis family. What do you think, Billy?
This is match of the night. You just know it's going to be. This is going to be so good. I think Andrade wins. I think they're building him. Also, I feel like whenever whenever the title went on the line, because I was thinking, like, obviously the title wouldn't be on the line because Andrade ain't a part of RH, but we see moments where, like, it's very obvious they don't want to put the title on the line, so the other person's going over. They just don't want to put the title on
Yeah,
him. I feel like that's similar with Andrade here, but yeah, you build the momentum with Andrade. He's on a
yeah,
roll right now. He's hot. So
yeah,
yeah, you keep building that.
yeah. Is Bandito still the Ring of Honor World Champion?
Yes,
Okay, Fez. Tony, do what you do with Ring of Honor, Fez. Shout out to Ring of Honor. Yeah, there's wrestlers in that place that need to come back to AEW. I need Athena. I need Bandido. I need Persephone. I need Persephone here. But we'll move on. Um, um, Moving on to the women, Tekla, who won the AEW Women's Championship not too long ago. She will be defending it in a rematch against Chris Statlander, and this will be a 2 out of 3 falls match. I have liked the promos. I actually do like Tekla. I think she's good in the
yeah,
ring, and I kind of like the character that she presents herself. I think she's just different and unique, and I think with time, this will be, I think, a pretty good title reign. So that's why I think Tekla will retain the title here against Chris Statlander. I like Chris. I think one of the weaknesses of Chris is that I'm still waiting to find an identity and a character with her. I think she's a very good wrestler, 100% one of the best wrestlers they have there, but it's just the character aspect. But I'm going with Tekla to defend her championship. What about you, Billy?
I agree. The ring's still fresh. Don't take it off her right now.
Yeah.
She's building momentum to start getting that title reign going. So yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, it's cool. Next, there's so many matches on this card. Um,
Three more,
F-
man. Three more.
FTR defending the AEW. Listen, I'm excited for this show. It's just the time, my God. We'll take it like that, but I just gotta be real. I gotta splice like the hype for this show and the times I can criticize the show. You get me? FTR will be defending their tag team championships against arguably maybe their biggest rivals in AEW, the Young Bucks, and arguably the group that kind of gave them where they are. You could maybe make an argument that without the Young Bucks, FTR, I don't say they wouldn't exist, but their relevance in terms of tag team wrestling outside of WWE, maybe
Yeah.
maybe that aspect. Look at their name, FTR. What did the FTR came from? I won't swear, but F the Revival. And where did that came from? The Bucks. But
Yeah.
they've gone with a personal route for this feud, with the Bucks, with FTR attacking the Bucks family relatives by just pile driving them and making it more personal. I do like the addition of Stokely Hathaway. I like his funny bits as well. I think like FTR Young Bucks, they always have good to great matches, and I think this will be
Yeah.
another edition here. I'm pulling FTR to retain the championships. And listen, at this point, I don't know if this Edge guy's coming back, but hey, FTR to retain the belts. What do you think, Billy?
Yeah, you just took words out of my mouth. FTR retain and Edge and Christian somehow get involved. And I think we get a three-way ladder match at the next pay-per-view between Bucks, Edge, Christian and FTR.
I need to think. Is if I don't think the next AEW pay per view is in Canada. I don't think they're going back to Canada for any shows. Because once you said a ladder match, I'm thinking, are they going to Canada? But who knows? Listen, that would be. Look, the Bucks right now, I think they're still one of the best tag teams. They're definitely a controversial tag team because of their wrestling style. They're not going to please
Yeah.
everyone, but I think they're a great team. I think FTR are an acquired taste because of their old school background in terms of wrestling. You may not like Dash Harwood sometimes, the things he says on Twitter, if
Yeah.
you care enough, but they're a good team as well. I think this will be definitely a really good match. I'm fearful that they're going to give them all the time because for some reason, when these two meet, they get all the time. But we'll move on to the next match, which I'm scared is going to get all the time, which is John Moxley defending his Continental Championship in a no time limit match.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley for nearly 60 minutes. Fairs? But, of course, this is continuing from their match at Grand Slam Australia, where it did end in a time limit draw. So this time there will be no time limit draws. Something happened this week on Dynamite, which I will not spoil for Billy, which is kind of making me think that Jon Moxley is leaving Revolution with the belt. And I see the Don Callis family potentially betraying Takeshita earlier than what I think they're going to do. And that's how we take Takeshita for some time, and then we go back to Takeshita Okada. I think I'm going to stick with that. But if Takeshita wins the belt, then I'm fine with that too, because you can set up the unification match for Okada down the line, which I kind of feel like they're setting up for All In. I think that's what they're trying to do, which we're going to wait months to go back to that. Fairs, Tony. But yeah, I think I'm going with Jon Moxley to keep the belt because of what I saw. Maybe that's what it's leading to, but who knows? But Billy, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think they might turn on him. It's weird because it's two wrestlers who both groups will turn on them eventually.
Yes.
And which one does it first? I think whoever loses this match, the group will turn them.
Possible, because it's funny because they're feuding with each other. The Don Callis family and the Death Riders are technically feuding with each other, but you've got Takeshita, who's kind of showing essence of being a babyface because he wants to win and do things by himself without the needing of help. You have Jon Moxley, who's kind of broke into becoming a babyface through the Continental Classic, but the Death Riders, I always get these two confused. Because there's so much of these factions, but you have this faction here with the Death Riders. They're still heels. Marina Shafir and is cutting people's hair, and we still hate Willie Utah, the character. But that's just kind of the thing. So yeah, I can see that. But I generally think they're going to turn on Takeshita. I think that's what's going to happen, probably after Revolution, or maybe the Dynamite after it as well. But yeah, that's what I'm going with. And finally, wow, there's so many matches here. The main event. It is MJF defending his AEW World title in a last chance Texas death match for the AEW World Championship. If Page loses, he will never be able to challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again. Billy, who do you think is winning in this feud that you could argue has gone on from the beginning of, not even from before the inception of AEW to now? So there is definitely a story here. There's definitely an intrigue. There's definitely a connection between both Hangman and MJF, with Hangman even alluding to himself that you're like me, but just more annoying in how you are. But what do you think?
Yeah, this is, they are clearly the hero and the villain of AEW.
Yeah.
That they are the two biggest stars that wasn't made before AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with MJF. You can't take the belt off him right now. He's too much of a. He's too hot right now, and Hangman can always like turn heel and get another chance at AEW title. Like at this point, he might not even need the AEW title really. Like he's won it twice. Go do something else. Go almost kill Swerve or something again. So I think MJF will take it.
I agree with you. I think I'm going with MJF. I think Hangman has had multiple chances to be a world champion, and unfortunately, the two title reigns he's had weren't the strongest. And the difference is that Hangman has had the opportunity to actually hold the belt high and be with the crowd. When Cody Rhodes was in AEW, and you could argue kind of shelved himself by not pursuing the world title, it put him in a position where he was creatively bankrupt in AEW. where feuds just weren't working and it was easily for people to turn on him. With Hangman, it's very different. You have things to do with him going forward. If it's to chase Continental Classic or chase other feuds or other things, he has defined himself as the main character of AEW, but
Yeah.
could he be the main character without chasing the title ever again? That will be an interesting story, and that will be something interesting for AEW to kind of explore with him going forward, with him no longer ever going for the belt again. So I think they could make it work. I'm going with MJF to retain the belt. And like you said, it's very too early to take the belt off of him. But I think they added that stipulation just to kind of throw an unpredictability factor to think who could actually win here. But
Yeah.
I think the match will be complete chaos. It will be blood. It will be what you expect in AEW. If you don't expect this, then it's the alternative. You just gotta live with it. But I'm going with MJF to retain the title and for Hangman to never ever challenge for the AEW World title ever again. But those have been that's been our preview slash predictions for AEW Revolution, which will be happening this Sunday, March 15th, I believe, in California, I believe. So, yeah, that has been our thoughts here from Main Event Mike. Let us know what you think in terms of what we've discussed. Like, comment, share. Do let us know how you feel about the road to WrestleMania. Are you excited? Are you feeling excited for this event of the Immortals? Did you buy your tickets? How expensive were they? It's just, and also, quick thoughts on AEW, of course. How are you feeling about AEW? What has been intriguing you for AEW? And are you excited for this, what I would say is stacked show? I'm still looking at the time, but I think it will hopefully be a good event. And hopefully we will give our review on AEW Revolution down the line when we will get there. Listen,
Yeah.
you have to allow us. We're here in the UK. It's from Sunday to Monday morning, come on. And we know how long the show's going to be, and it's on a Sunday morning. Allow us, but probably give our review later on, probably down later in the week. But yeah, just close us off. Like, comment, subscribe. I've been O'Riordan.
I've been Billy. Peace out.
Take care.